Hi, everyone. My name is Philippe Tifo. I'm the sales director at VoIP.ms. I'm today with Mercedes Barbuti, Head of Global Sales, and Davide Rodella, Global Head of Solution Consultancy at Xcally. Today, we will discuss about the Xcally product and services they offer, everything around omnichannel possibility, and much more to see. Mercedes, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, this is Mercedes Barbuti. I'm going to share my desktop, just a sec. All right, here we go. So this is the introduction to Xcally. Xcally, who we are. So we are an innovative omnichannel solution contact center platform. The solution is currently installed in over 60 countries between EMEA, USA, and APAC. We have more than 30 distributors and hundreds of resellers worldwide. We're working with various verticals. It can vary from credit recovery, financial sectors, insurance companies. We're working with various universities also in the US, healthcare. So we work with various companies where they have to make appointments, so appointment reminders. They use our dialers. We work with e-commerce company, transport, and BPO. We have various BPO contact center platform and companies as well using Xcally. Okay. As I mentioned, the solution is sold all over the world. We have more than 60 distributors, and they have also resellers. We work through channels, but also directly. And the solution is in more than 30 languages because we have various installations also in China, for example, in Africa, in US, a bit everywhere. So the requirement is to have various languages. Okay. You can Google for Xcally. You will find a lot of review online from Capterra, G2, GetUp, Software Advice. The solution is very well known for being very competitive and comprehensive in feature. Very often, Xcally is compared to very well-known solution in the market, and the solution can be used for very small projects too, not just for enterprise. But it's very scalable, so our clients start with a small implementation and they grow into more international and enterprise implementation for multinational companies. So this is quite unusual scenario. Okay. So nowadays, consumers are getting very demanding, and this is why we designed Xcally to be a contact center solution that can be very handy for all types of customers. So customers, they want solutions that are available from various channels, so they can use it from their phone interface. They want to be able to contact customer service. And as we know nowadays, consumers are overloaded with tasks. They have a very busy life. When it comes to dealing with customer service, they have very high expectations, as we all have. So customers are getting very demanding, impatient. They want to feel unique. So in order to ensure that the customer receives a great customer experience, company need to have a strong and reliable software. And so it's important that all those interactions, they come in one interface, in an easy way. Okay, so when we talk about interaction, we refer to any contact that can happen in a single customer and representative company itself. However, this can be very tricky. Too many interactions sometimes can make the workflow even more complex. It can be very messy. It's important to understand what interaction we need to have and how to organize them. So interaction, they need to follow a workflow, and they need to be available from one interface. Otherwise, you can have a chat, and if you have a chat, you do not use it. if you don't have a single interface where you can promptly answer to your chat, at the same time pick up a call, at the same time send an email, it can damage your customer experience even more than if you have nothing. So it's very important to understand the customer journey, how your clients get to contact you, the behavior of your clients. And then it's very important also to understand how to put them all together in a right workflow, and also help your agent to use all those channels from one interface. So agents need to be educated to be able to handle with the request. They need training, so they need to know how to answer with the right attitude, and very often they need to have power to provide the right information. So in order to have power to provide the right information, the solution needs to be integrated with other systems, such as a CRM. So that's why we offer more than 30 integration with external systems by default. And we also offer an open API strategy, which means you can attach any other platform through open API. We have Open Channel, which is basically an open API platform that allows to plug in into your system into our platform. So this allows agents to be able to visualize all the interaction from one place, and they be able to answer very quickly. Okay. So of course the tool need to be very intelligent to automatically create processes, customer recognition, queue with criteria and algorithms. When a customer is contacting your customer service through our platform, the system will recognize them and will have the customer pop with all the information. So agents are very well prepared to understand what they're talking about. They understand if it's a happy or unhappy customer. They understand all the history. They will be able to see all the information and the previous customer journey from all channels. This is very helpful because we prepare the agent to provide the right answer. Okay, so the solution enable to interact through various channels such as voice, chat, email, SMS, video, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. And we can also add additional channels, I mentioned before, from the Open API platform that allow to view all those interactions from the same interface. Everything seamlessly managed from one single interface in a unified platform. Also, from the supervisor point of view, supervisors will be able to see from the same platform, from the live dashboard, all the agents working at the same time, what is the status, for how long they've been talking, for how long they've been writing in a chat, and therefore they will be able to communicate with them internally through internal chats. It's also important that supervisors, they can also manage in real time all the queues, so they can see all the queue they are formatting, and they can act very promptly to the queues to add teams or agents to help the queue of calls that they have been forming. Okay, so yeah, KPI reports and live dashboard, they are very important on top of this workflow. Another functionality that is very helpful to make customer experience even more pleasant is the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is an additional channel, as an additional either channel or functionality that can be added to your platform. So it can be added inside of the chat with the chatbot. It can be added in the conversation with conversational AI. It can be added in terms of sentiment. So you can visualize your clients, the sentiment of your client, if they're happy, if they are not happy, if there is any specific keyword that you want to analyze. and that will be in real time. So in real time, the system will alert you if there are keywords. Any type of keyword, can be discount, or can be I'm not happy.
Cancel my account.
Yes, exactly. Any word that can create alert, and based on that alert, we can trigger email, SMS, etc. And then we can the system can suggest to the agent how to behave. So there will be a pop. We are also embedding a chat GPT as well, to allow to provide additional suggestion to the agent. This is a form of agent assist. The agent will be able to provide the right answer very quickly, and it will also be able to instruct the system if it's doing the right thing. So through machine learning. So a machine is a guided machine learning. So the system will provide an answer, and the agent will click yes, it's correct, no, it's not correct. So the system will learn how to automatically answer to your client. And this allows to have a great experience for your client, because they will have a very quick answer. And you can also provide 24/7 support. At the same time, of course, as a consequence, you will have more efficiency internally in your team, because agent will focus on more difficult answer, but for more repetitive answer, they will have this type of support. So the support will be internally from the agent side, but also externally from the customer side, because customer will also receive a very quickly answer. As a result, we have a very good customer experience. Great. I will leave the word to Davide, and I will be available at the end to explain you more information if you have any questions.
First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Davide Rodella. I'm working as a pre-sale engineer for Xcally. And what I would like to do today is to go more deeper inside our interface to show you how our products look like and how all the features that Mercedes told before are taken inside our platform. So feel free to ask if you have some question about during some part, if you need some information more and have to focus on over the feature I'm talking about. So starting from the beginning, Xcally is a solution that is totally managed from both the side, from the administrator side, also from the agent side, directly from web. So it's totally web-based. So we don't need external software to create IVRs, to create complex workflows, customize a dashboard. All is done from our web interface. We have two different types of interface: the admin one, the user one, that is used by the administrator and the supervisor, by which they can see analytics, they can manage the system, and the agent one, that is one that is provided to the agent in order by which they can answer to all the interaction that comes from all the channels that are connected to Xcally solution. Here I'm showing the very first page that is provided to the administrators or to supervisors once they log into the system, from which we have a live dashboard that shows immediately to the user what is happening into the system, how many interaction I have in real time in my system, divided for the different tabs, from the voice, the chat, from the emails, the SMS, the open channel part, that is the channel that we use to connect all the instant messaging from the more famous social media. So here is the place where we see all the interaction that comes from Facebook, for example, for Instagram, from Twitter. We have a lot of plugins available in our solution in order to integrate the instant messaging from these social channels. And for WhatsApp too, we have a validated solution, a certified solution by which you can easily integrate also the WhatsApp channel inside our system. So this is the first dashboard that is standard for all our system, but with an integrated builder using the widget model, we can also create our custom dashboard in order to have in a single place a very quick overview over real-time information from all the channels in a single place. This is an example in which I have all the interaction coming from a voice channel, email channel, WhatsApp channel, and in which I have also inserted 2 different types of graphs that I can customize in order to have a very, very quick view of what is happening into my system. As I've already said, all the custom dashboards are totally customizable directly from here, so I can add different widgets to my wallboard, specifying, for example, filters over the queue. So I can maybe create a single dashboard that provides me all the information that comes from a specific queue over a specific channels. And they can be very, very useful if, for example, in my contact center, I wanted to place a monitor in the middle of the agent by which they can have the information they need directly in real time. Then, scrolling down from the left menu, I have all the parts regarding the configuration for the integration for all the channels that we manage. We have the voice, we have the chat, the email, the SMS, and then we have this special channel that is called Motion Bull that is specifically dedicated to the dialer function of our software, because we have talked about now of managing all the interaction that comes from external to Xcally. But we have also a dialer that provides us the possibility to create outbound voice campaigns in order to contact list of contacts that by which we can list of contacts for commercial information or for marketing scopes. All these list of contacts and contacts managed from inbound and outbound part are managed in our contact manager section, by which I can create my own specified contact sheet with all the custom fields I want to insert into a specific contact card. And from here, I have also the possibility, once I have created my contact, to assess the customer journey that, as Mercedes says before, is where I can see all the interaction that in the past was taken with a specific contact. This is a very important part for us, because with this interface, we can understand how many times a specific contact get in touch with us. I can see some notes taken from the previous agent that takes the specific interaction that leaves me, just to understand if the customer has a specific request or something else. And I can also show this contact journey to the agent once it takes a call from a contact already in the system. Going faster through the
If I can ask Davide,
yeah.
the contact manager, is it possible to, and I guess the answer is yes, but is it possible to link it to your actual CRM so you don't have to push or input your contact in your system? Is it possible to make a...
Yes. Using API, it's possible to create an interaction, a synchronization between the internal content manager, the internal list of contacts that we have in Xcally, with an external one. So with a list of contacts that can come from an external CRM like Salesforce or Zendesk or whatever we prefer, in order to create this relation between the interaction that come into the system to a specific contact, internal or external.
Right.
Okay. Then I was talking about the voice channel, that is the first one that we found over the menu, by which we have all the configuration specifically related to this type of channel. So here we can create the voice queue, and I can create as many voice queue as I prefer, choosing from different options between the ring strategy. For example, we support a very lot of options regarding the announcement. We can announce the position, we can announce the estimate time once a call is in waiting status. we can define every kind of behaviors we prefer for the queue. So we can provide the caller to have an option to exit the queue and generate a callback request, for example. So it's there are a lot of options that by which we can define for every single queue we manage into our system. In the voice section, we can define the inbound routes, so we can manage different DID coming to a single Xcally machine. So if we have multiple numbers, we prefer to have different behaviors based on the number calling to our system. We can specify different IVRs or different queue for every DID calling. We have the possibility to manage the voicemail, customize the music on hold, using the chain spying function by which we can allow our supervisors to whisper or to merge into an active call for educational scope, or just to suggest to a current agent talking the current answer, or to help him to currently manage a current interaction. We support the outbound prefix configuration, so we can also define that our agent, once he places a call to outside, you have to specify an outbound prefix to choose from which number the calls has to be generated. So over a single trunk, for example, I can have different numbers, and I can set this option mandatory or not to my agent. And what I would like to show to you is the real-time interface for the channel. That is an interface that we can find for all the channel we manage. We also have a real-time section. But that is one of the interface that is most used in our system, because from here I can see the actual status, the real-time status from my agent. I can see if they are connecting to the system, from how many times they are connected, if they are in a login state, in an active state, or they are in pause. Like, for example, we have an agent that is me, that is in an idle state. The other one that is in pause. I can see if they're talking. I can see the number to which they are talking at the moment, the queue from the calls come from, and all the information that are related to a single agent. This interface is very, very important also because from here, a supervisor that has a daily work over this channel can easily modify the association and dynamically modify the association for an agent to a specific queue. And he can do it just clicking on the three dots on the right of the page. And with the simple interface, he can just clicking on it, assign a single agent to other queues apart of what is already assigned. The modification, the modification of the association is immediately. So we don't need to ask the agent to log out and log in again to keep the modification. So it's done in real time.
In a workforce management perspective, is it possible to, let's say I have a team that is doing telemarketing and customer service. Let's say we are in a period of time during the day which the call curve is really low. I want to assign a block of my customer service to telemarketing. Can I do can I swap from one to another a block of agent, like maybe 4 or 5 people, or even 10 or 100 if I need to, in a block, or is it needs to be done one by one every time?
No, I can. You can do it. You can do it because I missed to say that in our staff section, where is the place you insert the name and the password and all the characteristics of your agent. You can also group them into teams, and the operation that you normally do for a single agent, so just clicking on the name of the agent, can be done also clicking on the name of the teams. And this association is done for all the agent that belongs to a specific team.
And they could belong to one or many.
They can belong to one or many teams, so you can create your own matrix of association over the queue.
Nice.
From this interface, from this real-time interface, I have a quick look over the agent. but I have also a quick look over the queue. So for every queue configured, I see how many agents are associated to a specific queue, how many waiting calls I have in a specific queue. And from here, I have also the possibility to add agents to a specific queue. Then we have some other tabs about the list of the active queue calls. Now we don't have it because it's a demo system. Some parameters that gives me, do you have omnichannel? I have.
It's a poll. It's a poll that I just launched
Okay.
during the webinar. You can carry on.
We have a quick overview over some analytics based on the daily rates for the queue and the list of the outbound calls. And this is what I would like to say for the voice configuration. Speaking about the voice channel, one of the most important part of our system is the way by which we create the AVORs. The creation of the AVOR is usually complex and is something very tricky in a lot of systems. But we have deployed a special module, a dedicated module in Xcally that it is called Call Square. That is the tool by which we automate and we create from the simplest one to the most complex workflow that we can create in an AVOR. This is done creating an Xcally project. I can create as many projects as I want. We can try to create a new one from the scratch just to see how it's easy to proceed. I create it, and once I edit, an interface is loaded with a white sheet by which I can use these blocks that are loaded from the left from a library of blocks, and I can design my workflow, just dragging and drop my blocks into this white sheet. So if you're going to take an easy example of an AVOR that provides a playback of an MP3, a welcome message for every call that comes in the system, and then maybe an easy menu with 2 different choices for 2 different SKU, the process is super simple, because from here, from my library, I can take my blocks, just connect them by clicking on it and creating these arrow connectors. I have used a playback block, then I put a menu block, and then 2 different queue blocks. I can also copy and paste a single block of or part of the blocks into my system, and just connecting in with the drops, I can create my workflow. Choice 1, choice 2. And I've already created my process. What I miss in this case is to double click over every single block. I can choose my label. In this case, I'm working with the playback block, so I just need to select the audio that I want to provide once the call comes to this part of the AVOR. On the menu, I have different options, because for the menu, I can provide the number of the digits that need to be taken, or the number of retries for a single block menu. And then I save it. And for the queue, I have naturally to choose which menu is associated to this specific choice, with a lot of options by which I can define the timeout, so the time that a call needs to stay in this queue, or something like that. And then I can save and deploy my project. I've saved it, but I have also another button that publish it. And this button is very important, because from here I have also a software that checks for my configuration and highlights me if I have some errors, because if I create a very, very complex AVOR, I can make some mistakes, I can miss something. And with this button, the configuration is checked, and the system tells me, oh, you missed to check the option for this block. So I can enter, correct it. I didn't choose the queue associated to this path. And once I publish it, the configuration is validated, and I can immediately associate this AVOR to the system. What we have seen now in this specific sample are very, very easy blocks. We have used the menu, the queue one, and the playback one. But it's important to say that in this library, I have also a more complex block, like, for example, the TTS integration, by which I can create dynamic tests depending, for example, about the number of the caller. I can integrate ASR services. I have also the possibility to query external database to get information that could be useful in my IVR workflow. I can interact with external system, with CRM, with external CRM system using a module that provides API requests to outside. I can use time schedule, switch schedule, in order to create a very, very complex workflow that could be looking like that. I have no limit of the blocks that I can load into my system. So I can go on with my fantasy and with my complexity to create very, very big diagram about that. Also here, if there are some specific information or requests about our IVR module, I will be happy to answer and go deeper in specific options.
I have a question. It's not exactly related to the IVR itself, but it could be maybe related at some point. Marco is asking, I assume this solution is a PBX/call center platform in one. In the PBX side, will extension user be able to relocate from branch A, so from A to B or B to C with ease? So if there's an extension that works in the branch A, so let's say store A or location A on Monday and Friday, and branch B on Tuesday and branch C on Wednesday, will this user will be able to easily change from one specific branch to another with the same internal extension or the same extension or the same instances?
Yes, because if I understand correctly the question, the agent just needed to log in into the system just from a web browser. So it really not depends of where it logins. So once it log in, the extension is bringing directly to the interface of the agent. So all the configuration, all the customization for the queue, all its own rules are taken directly to the agent, whatever he log into the system. So also for teleworker, for example, if I have some workers that spend 3 days in an office and 2 days at home, they just need to log in into the web interface and they have their own extension, bring them there in the browser they're using at the moment.
Yeah, agent didn't need to install anything thanks to WebRTC application. That is part of the product, so they can work from anywhere. All they need is just to log in to the system, and they will find the configuration. Then, based on shift, based on how they want to work, that's fine. They will have the same interface.
All right.
If help, I can show you the agent interface right now and see how a call is taken from the web interface. So we're talking about that. This is the agent interface. Once, now I log out, an agent can log in into the system from wherever he is. Just log it in. A soft phone is loaded into the browser without the need to install anything on the PC, and the extension is bringing it here. So from here, it can receive a call that we have here, for example, reply, and talk to the customer directly from the WebRTC interface. Then it can hang up, and then we will see the option that we have in the agent interface. Okay, I just come back 1 second here in order to show you some configuration about the other channels. And then we will see in the agent interface how, at the same time, using a single browser window, they can manage chat, voice, and WhatsApp interaction that comes into the system.
Another sideways question, another question related to this, is it they can use the embedded soft phone, but does your platform support physical phone like Polycom, Grandstream, Yelling, and so on?
Yes, we have three different way of working for our agents. We support WebRTC. I have a problem with my monitor. Sorry. Do you still see the sharing of my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we can support external systems, so we can support every kind of phone that can work in SIP, in OpenSIP, like an extension. They can use our WebRTC bar directly from the browser. And we also have the possibility to install a small .NET application for Windows, by which you can log in the system and you can have an independent soft phone installed on the agent PC, if they don't want to use the browser. But the most used one is the WebRTC, because you don't need to install anything and you're ready to work from a single PC with a simple browser.
Just need a headset.
Yeah, just need the headset on the spot.
All right.
I just wanted to add that the system is responsive, so it's also possible to use it from a tablet. And at the moment, so it can be visualized also from a phone. And we are on the way to deliver also an app. We don't have an app as yet, but at the moment it's responsive. So
A
it's
mobile app.
Yeah, at the moment we have clients using the system from a phone and a tablet in a responsive way.
Good. Maybe just before we continue, Guillaume is asking, are you targeting large businesses or only there's a plan for small one with maybe 1 or 2 agent? Or is it possible to provide a service from for some of my consulting customer from a single account, but with various sub accounts? So there's two sides of the question. One, do you provide only 1 or 2 licensing possibility? That's the first part, and the second would be reselling from his main account and being able to resell the services from his like a master account.
In the meantime that Davide is showing something, I just wanted to add something, that the minimum license, the minimum amount of license is 3 for each project. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the minimum. So there is no maximum. There is no maximum. We have clients with 1,000 of licenses, so it's very scalable, but there is a minimum amount, because under this amount, yeah, it doesn't make too much sense to have a contact center solution.
Okay.
Unless you're using just artificial intelligence. Yeah. So Davide, I will leave it to you. I know that you are preparing an answer.
Reply to the second part of the answer. What you can do if you want to resell single licenses or small single licenses, you can, in our system, define a specific behavior for the callers, and you can create special supervisors account. So what you can do with the permission part, you can create a supervisor that can only access, for example, the analytics that come from 3 queues, and you can have its own analytics. So if there is the necessity to have a system that manage 5, 10 different brands, different tenants, you can create 10 different supervisors with the permission. You can set which data you have to see and which not.
So under your master account, your own master account, but you're just providing the credential of the supervisor login. Okay, get it.
Then what I was showing now is that is the email part. That is a part of our the other channel of the channel that we manage, because it's not just voice. So we manage an internal web chat system by which the customer is able to create its own snippet as we call, and customize it with the colors, with the text, and he can decide how he have to looks like once integrated into his own website. The integration is very, very easy in the website, because once you create your desired snippet here, you can add the text, you can add the input radio button selection into your snippet. The system provides you a single line of code that you have to integrate into the code of your website, and the behavior looks like that. You will have a page with a snippet that loads from the bottom, and from here your customer can connect you and can chat directly to a human agent or to a chatbot that is integrated in our system. We have for the chat the same interface by which you have the real-time part, and we can understand how many chats are going in the system, how many agents are talking to a specific chat, how many chats they are attending, and they can also define how many chats at the same time an agent can manage, because for the voice it's likely one, but we can also decide that a single agent can attend 3, 4 chats or interact or text interaction that comes from different channels. The configuration then for other channels is almost similar. We have for the email, we have the email account, so we can define for different email accounts from which the system pulls the data and takes to the agent. We have the SMS, the open channel part, and the WhatsApp connector. This is almost the same. So we can define as many WhatsApp accounts we want into our system, and for all of them, we can define specific rule, a specific queue to spread the interaction over the agent that I've configured in the backside. Quickly, I would like to quickly show you also our scripting part. That is the part by which we create specific scripts that need to be provided to an agent once they takes a call or an interaction from a specific queue, from which also in this case, without using any external software, we can create surveys or list of questions that are provided to our agent in order to help him to manage a call. We can define different slides with different behavior depending of every response in a single slide in order to create something like that, by which here we have a preview of a customer satisfaction example. The agent, once he takes the call, will prompt it with this kind of survey by which you can have a guide or a workflow to follow to manage the interaction. And from here, I can also see all the surveys compiled, all the registration taken from these specific surveys, if I want to use this kind of scripting to get information for all the calls that come to my system and have a brief overview of the most taken replies that I have for a specific project. Also, in this case, we have a very many options. So I am going fast. If you have some specific question, we can go and try to create something.
Sorry, Davide, I just wanted to add, so the scripting tool is actually very useful for marketing teams. So if you have marketing teams that need to call customers, so to offer discount, to renewals, just to make a survey, so they can, every different team can have a different survey, and that can be very useful because you can extract all the replies, and then you can do some actions and other campaigns based on the reply, a campaign maybe to offer special promotion, etc.
Okay, a brief overview over the integration that we provide in all our standard installation. We have native integration with the most famous CRM in the world, by which you can configure Xcally to open a task or to create a specific case over a Freshdesk account if the company is using Freshdesk. So the behavior is that when a call comes an interaction come from a specific queue, I want that automatically Xcally creates a ticket into my ticket system to keep the story and track, for example, the registration of this call, the information of this call in an external CRM. It's possible with this predefined integration, but we have to keep in mind that we are totally API compliant. So if I have my own IRP or I need some specific integration, we can easily deploy with the tools provided inside Xcally.
Sorry, David, again, I just wanted to add this is also very useful for sales team. So if your sales team want to follow up, for example, from an exhibition, they have contact and they want to make all the calls, and they can set up a campaign from here. Can be a soft campaign or a little bit more aggressive campaign, like with other modality like progressive, predictive, etc. So this functionality that Davide was mentioning, allow to create task in the CRM. So you can make the calls from here, create a task, a follow-up activity in your CRM. So it will sync, and then you will see all the activities, duration of the call. You can even listen to the call from your CRM, and then the task will be open for a follow-up.
Very nice. Very nice. There's a lot of use case for this.
Yeah. Yeah, Mercedes was talking about the last thing that I would like to show in this interface, and then it's last. Just a brief overview over the dialer part that maybe could be interesting for someone. We support queue campaigns and IWAR campaigns with different type of algorithms used to generate the calls, which you can choose from progressive, power dialing, or predictive, in order to generate as many calls as related to the number of agents that we have free. So going faster, also on the dialing part, we have a lot of options, and Xcally is a very, very powerful tool to create outbound voice campaign. Now I would like to leave the administration interface in order to show you how an agent works. So I would like to emulate for you a coming chat session, a coming WhatsApp session, to show you how it's easy to manage them directly from the agent interface. This is another browser. This is Chrome. An agent is logged in, as we have done before. And we've seen how the calls are routed to the agent using this soft phone integrated into the web browser. Then, for example, I would like to create a WhatsApp interaction. And in seconds, I see that a new interaction coming from WhatsApp. So the agent can know from which account, from which number, and from which queue the interaction comes from. He can accept the interaction, and directly from here, he can reply to the WhatsApp customer that is working on its own phone. As for WhatsApp, we have the web chat that we've seen before. So if I create a chat interaction from here, and I select a specific option, I will see that in my browser, I will have a demo chat, a chat interaction coming. Accept it. I can manage using the tab 2 different interactions at the same time. In the web chat, I see all the information that was inserted from the customer in the first page of the snippet I've managed, so I've already the information. And from here, I can reply to my customer.
Is it, Davide, is it possible in the programmation of all this, let's say a customer is trying to reach you on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and on the chat of the website. Is it possible to program the system to send all the interaction to the same agent, so there is no confusion, or the customer, not the customer, the agent know all the incoming communication from one specific customer? Is it possible to assign all the interaction to one specific agent that's coming from a specific customer?
Yes, we can define this behavior for every chat that we manage, but consider that we have also the possibility for every interaction that we open, you also have the customer journey available on the agent on the right. So you can access all the previous interaction that this specific customer has taken with all the agents before.
Nice. Because some customer sometimes are very persistent and will try to reach out from various channels, and then yeah, at some point it could become a little bit a mess. Somebody's answering something, the other is answering something else. So if at least everything is gathered, is funneling to the same agent, he can manage the proper answers and control the message instead of having 2 or 3 different answers. I know we're not supposed to have 2 or 3 different answers by good corporate practice, but you know how it is sometime. Yeah, so it's very interesting. Very interesting.
It happens. Consider that you can also, like for the calls, you can also transfer a single chat to another agent. So if you take an interaction, if it's not yours, and someone says you, I want to talk with this agent, you can transfer the agent. You can transfer the chat, the interaction chat to a specific agent.
Good.
Then from here, another important function that we have integrated with a product of ours, it's possible to escalate a chat or every interaction that comes from messaging to a video call. So if you, during the chat, we prefer to connect our customer with a video call, we can go here and a link is provided to both the sides of the communication, for the agent and to the user, and just clicking on it, the customer and the agent are placing in a video call by which they can talk directly. And this is what I would like to say for the Omni agent. There are a lot of other features that we have integrated in our system, especially regarding the AI part, because we are able to analyze every single chat, every single recording, and provide an estimation of the sentiment of the call, as Mercedes told before. So using an integration that we have with another product that is on the cloud with a powerful AI network behind, we can analyze the registration on in real time, a single call, transcript it, and provide a report like that, by which you have all the details of the registration. You have the sentiment analysis, by which, for example, in this case, we have seen how the customer starts to be angry during the call, then he gets more happy.
Neutral.
Yeah, neutral. And at the end, was very happy to have talking with us. We have the analysis of the silence during the call and all the transcriptions of all the words taken in this call with a particular evidence with red, orange, and green over some specific text that we insert in the configuration. And that's it. This is a very, very quick overview of our platform. It is very, very big, so we have a lot of function on it. I hope you have seen something interesting. If you have any other question, I'm here. Now, also for the time, I leave the word to you.
And Davide, I can see that today, perhaps somebody would like to see the metrics.
About the reports? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the report is managed from our analytics model, by which you can have, you already have in our system a lot of reports that you can use for different channels.
Sorry, David. David, sorry for interrupting you. Yeah, the main report that you like to see is the agent activities in a shift.
I don't see the chat. Sorry. The agent
activity. Yeah, given a shift.
Yeah. We have an agent. We have the report. We have this full report for the agent. I can create my own. I can customize what we have. I have a preview of the report, so I will see how it looks like. And then I can run it in a specific range of time, choosing also if I want to download it in Excel, CSV, or PDF file. This report can be scheduled, so you can also tell the system, please send me a report of the agent activity every day at this hour in my email, working on the data of the working day or the last week.
Mark, I hope this answers your questions. But we will also send a webinar after the recording, and we have we have seen also other part of the dashboard for agent activity on idle and waiting and so on. So that was at the beginning of the webinar, so you will be able to see it, but here it is in the real-time status of every agent.
I just wanted to add, as I mentioned before, the platform is very comprehensive. It can be also very simple because we have different plans. So I didn't mention before all our plans, but we go from the plus plan, which is just voice, all different queues and routing, from the Omni Gold, which is for the inbound functionalities, all the omni-channel. Then we have the dialers, the dialer Gold for all the campaigns. And then we have the ultimate, which is a blended scenario. So it can be very simple or can be more sophisticated. We also have other functionalities and other solutions like workforce management. Yeah, all the social medias that we didn't have time to see everything, and the video as well, without, which is our video solution embedded into the chat. But yeah, feel free to catch up for additional information.
Great. Another question from Marco is asking, do you have a callback function in your queue? So
yeah,
leave a number, I guess, or something like this, so they can the agent can be called back.
Yes, we have a specific block in our IVR system like that, by which I can define that for a queue, I have a callback options. And this will create a list of contacts that need to be contacted later. And you can also create an automatic queue campaign by which this contact will automatically called and assigned to an agent. For the exit queue, we can have also different options. So in order to exit a queue, you can have a callback, a voicemail. You can set for a specific queue many options to go out and ask for a callback or other options.
Great. Perfect. So feel free to continue to ask questions while the webinar continue. David, thank you for the presentation. It's very interesting. I did already know your platform, but now I just have more questions again and again. So
sorry,
sure.
I can add the last one because this is quite important. I just saw it. So the solution can be hosted in the cloud. Yeah. We have two solutions on-prem, and this is very handy for bank, healthcare, so they need less certifications for that because, of course, they prefer to have in a standalone, for more
server.
privacy server. Yes. Or it can be a CCaaS solution and hosted on AWS in various countries. So it's for an American client, it will be hosted in America. If it's in Europe, we use the Frankfurt in Germany place of AWS.
Great. So if you allow me, I'm going to take over the webinar. I'm going to present a little bit about VoIP.ms for the one who don't know us. All right, a little bit about VoIP.ms. VoIP.ms is VoIP provider, Montreal-based from Canada. We were founded in 2007, so this year is our 15-year anniversary. We offer a vast range of different features, enhanced communication. We offer phone numbers, DID numbers in 1,500 rate centers across North America, and more than that now. We just added 60 countries, so I would say over 120 countries now. International calls into 125 countries, so terminations, toll-free number, call conference, SMS, and MMS. We offer state-of-the-art customer service, a wide range of compatible and certified device manufacturer or solution such as Xcally. So whether it's a hosted PBX or a SIP trunking provider that you're looking for, that's why you need to look at VoIP.ms. Very quickly about our rates, VoIP.ms services, it's usage-based. So it's per minute, not per trunk, not per channels. It's really usage-based. That's just an overall glance over pricing. Feel free to reach out to us to discuss the pricing if you need to. Our service, it's prepaid and pay as you go, fully contractless, and we offer free porting in Canada and United States for local numbers and toll-free. Why VoIP.ms? Fully hosted, feature-rich, bring your own solution, and pay as you go. So there's no big contract, no big commitment. You can choose your own solution if you want to have Xcally in your VoIP.ms accounts mixed up with IP phone directly connected to us. It's possible to have everything under the same roof. Speaking of having different devices under VoIP.ms, as you can see here, we are a certified partner with all the biggest brand and manufacturer of IP equipment, IP phone equipment in the world, from PBXs to devices directly that you can connect to VoIP.ms. We maintain good relationship with all these manufacturers. As we already discussed, you could also use these devices directly with Xcally as long as they are SIP capable. This is the interesting part between VoIP.ms and Xcally. VoIP.ms is a hosted PBX in some part. We are a SIP trunking provider, and it's probably where you're going to use VoIP.ms most of the time. With Xcally, it's with our SIP trunking solutions. However, we offer hosted PBX function, not at the same level as Xcally does. As you saw today in the presentation, Xcally solution offer a lot of option, programmability, all the integration. It's really where working with VoIP.ms and Xcally together is closing the gap of what we can offer versus Xcally can offer. All this is all nice, but all the programmation that Xcally is offering is also the cherry on top. So if you want to have a mixed system between all the programmability of Xcally, but you have a small phone system that you want to build up on the side, it's where you can have both in the same account at VoIP.ms. So yes, we offer IVR, but not as much programmable than Xcally. Yes, we offer an API. It could be leveraged, but you need to have coding skills, not the same, not as the same as the ease of the workflow with their drawboard. So all those function, it's nice to have. It's really when you have a business phone system that you want to have built on the side. So Guillaume was asking if you can have Xcally for small customer. Yes, you could, but if it's for only one or two person, and it's not a contact center, a call center using Xcally directly, it's maybe not the perfect solution. However, if you have a contact center and store branches that you would like to separate to have an accessibility of both solution, with VoIP.ms, it's possible to have it. We have failovers option as well. So if you want to have from one DID specific routing to go to Xcally, and if there's I don't know, all the lines are taken or whatever you want to, it can go out to a cell phone directly from VoIP.ms. We have a mix. So the mix between VoIP.ms and Xcally, it's really bringing up the possibility to the next level. Hosted feature is nice, but what Xcally bring to the table by using VoIP.ms SIP trunking, it's very to the other level of the programmability, as you saw. A little bit about our security features. So we want to make sure that your account is safe and your communication are too. So we offer two-step verification, call encryption, email notification for every change that can happen in your account, foreign IP guard, so we can restrict a specific country to access your account. We offer also max calling time. So if you don't want to let your user to call expensive destination, you can restrict them to do that, same as allow calling area. And then SIP trunking, we have a wide selection of point of presence across the globe. We are present mainly in Canada and United States, but we also have point of presence in France, Amsterdam, and United Kingdom. And lastly, in Australia, our network is monitored 24/7 all year long. So we make sure that everything is keep running in every time zone. A little bit about our API, what's possible to do with our API and connect to Xcally, for instance. You can buy the ID, so the procurement can be done by our API. You could send a SMS, which I think Xcally also have in their solution. We can authentication endpoints, so you can register devices or additional Xcally instances if you want to. Can transfer the ID, can port the ID, in fact, manage all the hosted PBX features, maybe extract the reporting. So there's more than 300 functions that you can use from our API. A little bit about our financial feature or business model. As I mentioned, VoIP.ms, it's a prepaid and pay-as-you-go services. So you add fund to your account, it's giving you a balance, and your call are deducted from this balance. We allow all the major credit card payment or PayPal or even Wire if you want to. Our platform is 100% self-service. You can just log into your account, manage your account, and do all your transaction configuration. You don't need to talk to somebody directly. Yes, we do offer support through chat and ticket and so on, but if you want, you could set up an account and start making calls in about 5 minutes. We are fully contractless. For us, it's really important to have this flexibility, or customer can simply use the service for a month or for years. We don't ask our customer to have a minimum commitment, and I already said that, but we offer free porting. You can transfer your phone numbers to VoIP.ms for free. A little bit about the success story, and maybe these company at some point would have like to use Xcally in their history. Toys R Us, Icon Health and Fitness, and cPanel, they all use VoIP.ms for their contact centers, for their branch store, especially for Toys R Us with their 82 store across the country. They all use VoIP.ms either for internal corporate need or every time they are deploying new offices or new employee everywhere across the globe. The ease and the flexibility of our system, of our portal, allow IT administrator to onboard new employees in the question of a second or a minute. That's why they choose VoIP.ms as their voice provider for all their communication needs. A little bit about VoIP.ms. A part of our team, VoIP.ms, we are a team of more than 50 employees with average seniority in the company of more than 5 years. So we have a very good VoIP expertise. VoIP.ms offer technical supports through chat, tickets, emails, and we are geared to support everybody in North America, but everywhere in the world, in fact, in French, English, and Spanish. We have a lot of information online to use the service, to configure the platform, to connect devices, to connect Xcally. Especially, we have an online guide that you can leverage. You can simply go on a wiki.voip.ms and find Xcally. You will see how to integrate Xcally software solutions to VoIP.ms. All the step is listed there. We have a YouTube channel with a lot of tutorials and a Facebook community group when our customer wants to discuss each other's on how to build up specific solution. If they have challenges, they can help each other's sometime. Little promotion. So if you sign up with the promo code Xcally, you will get a $10 bonus on your first deposit, so you can try both Xcally and VoIP.ms services easily. This will be available for the next month, so feel free, just use the Xcally promo code and try it out. Maybe you can ask Mercedes after the call for a demo, and they will be able to provide something for you as well.
For sure. Happy to help you.
Perfect. Here's my contact detail. Feel free, you can either scan the badge there or take my email address and my toll-free numbers. Feel free to reach out to me if you need a demo of VoIP.ms itself. I will be pleased to help you with this and setting up everything with you. Feel free to reach out to me. And that's it for me. Is there any question from
Yeah, we are available to any demo, any queries you might have. You can talk to us directly or to Philip, and we can provide a demo if you need to view something that we couldn't cover today. Yeah. Hopefully we will have more webinars soon.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more deep in the next one will not be called a webinar, but a workshop, I guess, because that was an overview, but I know that we can really be deep down on a specific topic with Xcally platform. I think we could be there all day just looking at all the possibility of the configurations. So
definitely, it's a massive word. It's like endless type of configuration that we can do, different routing scenarios. Yeah, I think we need a day.
Yeah, configuring a VoIP.ms account is very quickly, but it's offer a lot of possibility. But honestly, your product on top of it, it's I think it's offer a world of possibilities. So it's really interesting to have you now as a partner. Michael is asking, will the meeting will be emailed to us? Yes, it will. We will send the recording of the webinar right after or close. Perfect. So if there's no other question, I want to thank you, Mercedes. Thank you, David, to take the time with us today. It was very appreciated. Like I said, now I'm leaving with more questions than I even had before. So I hope we will have the chance to go through them during a follow-up webinar or a workshop. And I hope that we will see you soon.
Definitely. Thank you, everyone, for your time, for your attention, and taking this time just to learn more about the solution.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.